eat you, man.
Yeah, furthermore, during the 1920s, when you had all those archaeologists, I didn't see no niggas among them. You know? Yeah, you didn't see that. When you see the pictures of the archaeologists back in the 20s, they were all so-called white men coupled with Arabs. The Arabs were doing the dirty work. They were doing the lifting, and the so-called white man was doing you know, he was pointing and doing the lectures and shit. And the Arabs were doing the heavy lifting. But you didn't see no niggas there, you know? All of a sudden, you so-called Negroes are expert on Egyptology. Man, give me a goddamn break, man. Isaiah 30 and 2. It says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, which the Lord's mouth is his prophets, of which we are. In particular, great millstone. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, like that nut job Shaka. He's singing that song, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, as if Pharaoh himself gonna come and liberate his ass. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, you know, he wears that lock, whatever it's called. I don't give a shit what it's called. Or whatever the hell it's called. He wears that lock on the side of his head. He's trying to strengthen himself in the strength of Pharaoh, just like I'm reading here. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, like Polite. You know? Like he was like a kid in a candy store when he was around them dead bodies. Them, you know, them dead pharaohs. Because he trusts in the shadow of Egypt. And you notice it says shadow of Egypt, because at one time Egypt was great. But when the Lord used Moses...
Yeah, we agree. It was great.
It was great.
It was great. The Most High said, hey, somebody give me Romans 9. You go right to the point.
Yeah.
The reason why Egypt was great, because the Most High made it great through Joseph, all right?
Through Joseph, exactly.
Just like America is great, just like Rome is great, the Most High made these places great, man.
But it's a shadow of its greatness, because it never recovered after the Red Sea. After Moses liberated us from...
It was like a regional power.
Yeah.
And then what totally took it down was when Alexander came on the scene, and his four main generals, and one of them was Ptolemy.
Right.
It was a Ptolemy Sada.
Yeah.
And his son, the dynasty was for 12 generations, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but the apex of its power was before the pre-Red
That's
Sea.
when we were in Israel.
That's
when the Israel was in
and the reason
Egypt.
why, because we were there.
Yep.
But then when the Lord used Moses to liberate us, and we came up out of there, as it is written, we spoiled the Egyptians. We took their riches and whatnot.
Yeah, it became a regional power.
Yeah,
it had some power,
but
it didn't have the power that it had.
Exactly.
You know, during that time period.
That's why the Lord called it the shadow of Egypt. Then the third verse, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. So all you niggas that's into that Egyptology, that Pharaoh nonsense, that Egypt shit, like the scriptures say, the strength of Pharaoh shall be your shame. You're going to be ashamed.
You're going to be ashamed. All you guys in that Egyptian Kemetic bullshit, you're going to be ashamed, man.
You're going to be ashamed, man.
All right? You're going down with that ship called Egypt.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
That's it.
That's it on that.
Now Ezekiel 23:27. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore. So when you get in the kingdom, man, you ain't gonna be wearing no goddamn ankh. You ain't gonna have no goddamn debates and nothing like that at the National Black Theater. You ain't gonna be going around saying Hotep. You best not say Hotep in the kingdom, man. You know?
And you seen the video.
He was trying to get this vibration. Yeah. He was trying to get that vibration. Yeah, Sarnetta doesn't know what's going on. If you watch him through the years, man, he doesn't know what's going on. He just hangs out with what looks good and shit, and he makes money off it. He does nothing deep about that dude. Yeah. He ain't deep. He's in his right position, the cameraman, you know?
Yeah. I got one too, man. It's pretty simple. I think this brother got one back in Amos, right? Amos 6 and 3. Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near, right? That lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches and eat the lambs of the flock and the calves out of the midst of the stall. Now, they're you niggas, man, because when you go up, right, to the first verse that I read earlier, that was talking about that's you wicked niggas, all that madness that you into, man. All them philosophies, y'all reveling in that shit, man. And then you are trying to convince other niggas, or no, you are convincing other niggas, and y'all getting paid, y'all making money off the people, and y'all into all that madness, okay? Them ivory beds, meaning like them philosophies, all that madness that you guys are into. That's what that represents. Okay, like Shaka, like we was just talking, he wearing that damn the ankhs and that damn lock on the side of his head and the Egyptian garb. Polite, you know, he paints his face, that them witchcraft symbols. He wears ankhs, he paints his eyes, all that madness. You guys representing that Hamitic crap.
That's part of their hustle.
Yeah.
Now Shaka really believes, he actually walks around like that because he really believes in that shit, but Polite, he don't believe in that, man. That guy's like Zombo from the Monsters.
There we are, Eddie. A little makeup, my wig, my claws, and my hat.
Eddie, how does it feel to sit here with Zambo in his house of horror? What's the matter? The rat got your tongue? Tell me, Eddie, is there anything you want to say to all your friends and fiends in television?
Yeah. I'd like to tell everybody that Zombo's nothing but a big fake.
He's a phony. I ain't tell it to him.
Get one for Grandpa. Bite him in the neck.
Technical difficulties beyond our control. The Zombo Show will not be seen this afternoon. Or ever.
I saw that episode. Eddie, they had a show called Zombo, and Eddie Monster used to like that show, and there was an Edomite that was dressed up like a vampire.
Yeah.
So he was invited down to the studio, right? And so he saw the guy putting the makeup on. He said, "You a fake, you a fraud, man." You know, because he thought he was real. Well, that's Polite. See, Polite is like Zombo, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I thought you'll wear street shit. You know, his hat tipped to the side, his Giuseppe Zanotti's and all that, his far-fetches and shit. You know, he be doing his thing, right? But then when he does a debate, he got that suit, and then he paints his eye with the eye of Horus and shit, and people fall for that shit, man. Then he goes back to that ghetto shit when he gets that money, man.
Yep.
He's a scam artist, man.
Yeah.
That's him. That's him, man. that's him. Because Eddie Monster said, I want to meet Zombo. And then he went to the studio, and it was an actual Edomite. Yeah, he caught it. That's it, man. If you get that episode, man. And then Eddie Monster lost it, man, when he saw him as a regular Edomite. He said, you a fake, you a fraud.
Yep. Well, that's Polite. You had a precept, Corral?
Well, that's Polite, Zombo. We got a new name for Polite, Zombo.
This is Jude.
See the episode you cracked up, man.
Yeah, this is Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not.
Yeah, well, that's going to be you niggas. You're going to be destroyed. He delivered us out of Egypt the first time, but all the other wicked niggas, that wicked generation, they died in the wilderness, man. And okay, you niggas died. The Most High going to do the same thing. Y'all going to die because you them same guys back. That's why y'all so stuck on Egypt. Because when we got out in the wilderness, these guys is out there talking about, look, Moses, you brought us out here to die, Moses. We ain't got no food in Egypt. We had lamb, we had this, we had that. We had fresh vegetable, whatever it was. The Most High gave you manna. You niggas didn't appreciate the manna, man. And y'all try to raise up insurrections against Moses and say, man, let's go back to Egypt. You took us out of Egypt, Moses. That's the polite, and these guys are the same guys